I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Eighth Bios Yoga, and today I'd like to invite you to join me, Yoga with Lynn Bridgeford, where we're going to do the yoga basics for beginners. That doesn't matter if you're strong, flexible, short, fat, thin, tall, male, female, it doesn't matter. Yoga is for everyone, and there's a version and a way that everybody can benefit from yoga. You don't need to buy fancy outfits, you don't even need a mat. You can do it in your pajamas, you can do it at home in your privacy, however you like. The important thing is to do it. So join me today. We're going to start in easy pose, sitting cross-legged. Everything we do has a modification that can be made easier or adapted for anybody who has a problem. We'll look at that in another video. So sitting in easy pose, find the comfort. So I'm a big fan of the wiggle. So just gently have a wiggle, connect with the midline through your spine. Keep your neck nice and soft. Little roll of the shoulders. As you breathe, one shoulder then the other. You might feel a few creaks. Just feel how your body feels. A little wiggle from side to side, lengthening through the spine. And breathe. So imagine we've got a sky hook holding us up from a central point in the head, lifting and helping the spine be nice and tall. And imagine we've got a hook on the tail. It's got a nice extension through the spine supporting us. And a little wiggle to roll the shoulders, lift the chest, breathe into the heart. So we're going to gently wiggle forwards, find where you can be, it doesn't matter how far you go. I'm going to come down, rest our head on our hands or on a cushion or on the floor, and just relax, let go there. Take a few breaths, then we're going to curl up from the base of the spine, roll up and lift up, and bring the shoulders down, lift the head up. Reach the right arm up alongside your ear, so keeping the shoulders down, shoulder away from the ear. Have a little roll to remind you. It's like you're holding up a log. You need to have those shoulders down to do that. You won't do it this way. So think of that shoulder down and roll. Then reach the arm up, so you're going to be lengthening through the spine, growing nice and tall, rooting the butt on the ground, and then bring the arm down. Repeat with the left arm, so bring it up, reach up, feel like you're moving through water, you're moving with the breath, and lengthen through the spine, all the way through the side of the spine, and bring the arm down. We're going to bring both arms up. If you can't bring your arms up, if you've got shoulder problems, be where you can be with it. Find that space, that sweetness with rolling the shoulders down. And breathe. The art of yoga is working and relaxing at the same time. So reach both arms up nice and tall, and then bring them down. So we're going to take the left hand out to the side, and you only go as far as you can. We're going to reach the right arm up, nice and tall, supporting on the left hand. We're just going to lengthen and go like a banana shape a little over to the side and lengthen. So find the place that's comfortable for you, where it's giving a nice gentle stretch and feels good. So if you go further, you can have your hand down. Find the comfortable point. There's no joy in discomfort. And come back up. Take the right hand down, reach up with the left arm, nice and tall, shoulders down, and reach out to the side. Find that place where you can be. Neck in neutral, lengthening through the spine. Nice curve in the side of the body, and bring it down. Reach both arms up the side, reach up, open wide. You can look straight ahead. If the shoulders are down and your neck's healthy, lift the heart and look up, only if it's comfortable. And bring the arms down and have a little wiggle. So you're going to take a little spinal twist. So bring your left hand outside the right knee and take the right hand behind you. So lift a little. As we breathe, push the hand into knee, lift and lengthen. And we're going to rotate just from the base of the spine up. So very gentle movement, nothing too strong. Just find where you can be. The last thing that moves is the head. And breathe. And release and come back to the front. Take the left hand behind you. Right hand on the knee. Press the hands into the knee and the floor to help lengthen through the spine as you breathe. Think of that rotation, little by little, coming from the base of the spine. Check your neck that it's relaxed. And breathe. And come back to the front and have a little wiggle. So we're going to do a little work to release the neck. So reach the shoulders up and let them relax down. Reach them up and relax down. Reach them up to the ears and relax them down. Have a little wiggle to make sure you're soft. Keep lengthening through the top of the head, and we're just going to gently rotate to the right. Keep the heart lifting so you can breathe fully. Only go as far as you comfortably can. And breathe. The heart and the lungs hang off the neck and the base of the skull. So find that breath, a few deep breaths to help release all those attachments. And come back towards the front. Lift up nice and tall on the inhale. Gently rotate to the left. Find where you can be. Find what feels good, where you can breathe. And invite the tension to let go. Keeping the neutral point for your neck, and come back to the front. Little wiggle to soften things. You may feel a few creaks. And we're going to incline. So keeping nice and tall, keeping the nose straight on, we're going to incline towards the right. So we're stretching gently through that trapezius muscle, allowing the weight of the head. We're keeping the neck in neutral so there's no tension. And breathe. You can bring the hand down on the floor if that helps, or hold your legs. A few deep breaths and allow the weight of the head to stretch through this trapezius muscle. Bring it up on the inhale. Big muscles affected by stress in all of us. And incline to the left. May have a little wiggle to make sure you're nice and soft. Keep the neck in neutral. Few deep breaths in and out. The deep breaths, they're not forced. Come up, bring the shoulders up and relax them down. Bring them up and relax them down, and have a wiggle. So we're going to come on all fours now. So we turn sideways on the mat, and this is all about right angles. So we want a square between the lower leg and the upper thigh. We want a square between the thigh and the back. We want a square between the hands and the body. So the space between the hands and the knees is about the length of the spine. So hands a little wider than the shoulders. Spread the fingers and the palms, push the floor away. So we're growing nice and tall through the spine. Keep the neck in neutral. Have a little wag to just make sure that's nice and relaxed. And then do a little curl towards the right. So you're lengthening through the spine and curling to the side. Come back to neutral. Lengthen through the left. So you take your tail to the left, take the head to the left, and come back to neutral one more time. Lengthen through the side and come back. And the other side. Now we're lengthening through the right. Come back. Now we're going to take pose of a child. So we want to push the hands into the mat and imagine you've got a tail and somebody's taken you by the tail. So lengthening your spine as you go back. Doesn't matter how far you go, just be where you can be. Lengthen through the spine, open in the armpits and relax down. So bring the head down. You can keep the arms straight or you can completely relax there. Take a few deep breaths in pose of a child, a nice recovery pose. And then we're going to come up on all fours again. So find your neutral point, your back's nice and flat, so you have a square with your body and the mat. So we don't want to lose control there, we're lifting and having a straight spine. So we're going to do cat-cow. So it's all about lengthening, so we lengthen through the tail, lift the tail up, lift the chest, lift the head. Then we curl around, so we tuck the tail under, lift the back, curl the chest, drop the head down. So we're going to do this with the breath. So coming from flat on the inhale, lift the tail, lift the chest, lift the head. On the exhale, curl the tail in, lift the back, curl the chest, relax the head down. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, lift the tail, lift the chest, lift the head. Exhale, curl the tail under, curl the spine, head down, and once more in your own time. Come back to neutral and lengthen back into pose of a child. And relax there for a few breaths. You can have a little wiggle to settle yourself into it. And then we're going to come up on all fours again. Now we're going to take the downward facing dog. So we have the same action that we had in the pose of a child. We're going to tuck the toes under, and instead of going back, this time we're going to lift the tail up to the sky. So we press the hands into the mat, lift the tail up to the sky. First thing we want to do is open in the armpits and get a nice straight spine. If you can go further, you straighten the legs, and the next thing would be to bring the heels down. Now if that's too much, keep the legs bent. Will do you more than doing that. So you may be somewhere in between. See if you can get that lengthening. And once you're there, you can have a little wiggle into it, so a gentle wiggle all the way through. Just find your way into the most comfortable down dog for you. Come down on all fours and recover in pose of a child. We're going to do one more down dog. So tuck the toes under, push away with the hands, open in the armpits, let the head float, lift through the spine, shoulders down, straighten if you can, and heels down, or stay where you are. Find the place that's comfortable. You can paddle the legs, ease out the hamstrings. Come down on all fours and recover in pose of a child. You can also take the arms beside you. It's good to give the body a little rest in between. So we get a little bit more active now. We're going to take the left leg forwards in a lunge. So we want a wide position with the knees, so the feet lengthening the tailbone. You can come up with the hand on the leg, take the back hand behind you and reach it down. So we roll the shoulders, lengthen in the spine, reach the back arm behind you. You can reach up forwards with the front arm, lengthen through the spine, lift in the core, shoulders down, make sure it's soft. Doesn't matter how far you go. Or you can look back, you can twist around. Keep the length in the spine, only go as far as is comfortable. Come up, bring the hands down, step back. You might want to take knees wide apart for pose of a child this time. And relax down. Couple of breaths and we're coming back into square pose. Bring the left leg forwards, lift up with the hand on the knee, lengthen the spine, find your space for your shoulders and your breath. This time we're going to face the other way, so take the back hand behind you, find your space, lift the chest, reach down, reach up with the front arm, and get that dynamic stretch between the fingertips. So we're reaching all the way. If you want to twist around, look in front or behind and get that openness. Lengthen, opening in the spine, opening in the heart. Bring your hands down, step back, knees wide, and recover in pose of a child. Come up on all fours again, and we're going to do a different kind of lunge. So big step forwards with the left leg. Tuck the toe under behind you, lift the heel up. So we've got a lunge there. We're going to turn the back heel in so that toe is pointing out to the front of the mat. Lift up onto the leg. If you can come up straight, if your core's strong, that's fine. Otherwise, you use your hands to bring you up. You want to lengthen in the tailbone, aiming to square over the front leg. You may not bend that far, that's fine. Be where you can be. Reach the back leg away from you. Find your way into the pose. We're aiming to have shoulders above the hips, crown above the base, squaring over the front leg. This is warrior one. And we reach the arms up, shoulders down, and find where we can be in the pose. And breathe. We can look straight ahead, or you can look up if the shoulders are down and it's comfortable. Bring the arms down, step back, and come down into pose of a child. Come up again. We're going to step forwards with the right leg. Tuck the back toe under, lift up, so nice strong lunge. Turn the heel in, come up using your hands or just straight up. Settle in the pose, reach the back leg away from you, lengthen in the tailbone. Squaring over that front leg, find your place. Shoulders above the hips. Reach the back leg away and then we're going to reach up. Making sure you can breathe. Wiggle a little into it. Look up if it's comfortable. Bring the arms down. Step back into square pose. And sit down in pose of a child for a couple of breaths. We're going to come into square pose again. Tuck the toes under. We're going to lift into down dog. So lift all the way, stay for a few breaths in down dog, wiggle your way into it. Then you're going to bring the feet together, hold the legs, fold forwards. You can bend the knees if you need to. And then we're going to bend the knees a little more and curl up. And come and stand in mountain pose, Tadasana. So feet rooting into the floor. We're going to lift up on the insteps all the way up into the groin, lengthening in the tailbone, shoulders above the hips, crown above the base, opening the heart, hands in prayer position, neck in neutral. So we're going to do a little balance pose called tree pose. So the secret of balance is rooting the supporting leg in the floor, keeping the core strong, and connecting with that sky hook. So we're going to support ourselves on the left leg and we're going to bend the right leg. So to find balance, you may need to be down here, or you may come all the way up. If we sink into it, we let go. So keep the strong leg, root into the floor, find where you can be. Bring your hands into prayer position and breathe. So if you're higher up, wherever you are is fine. Lift the chest and breathe. Keep that supporting leg strong. Keep lifting through the spine. Reach the arms up. Blossom the tree and come down. So on the other side, we're going to root the foot into the floor. Strong right leg into the floor. Lift up through the core. Bring the leg up. Place it in tree. Keep the core strong. Hands in prayer position and breathe. Reach up and grow the branches and release. So balance is a really important neurological exercise, so if that's too tricky, just start here. And if you fall over, don't give up, keep coming back, find your point. So let's come and sit down. And we're going to take a little stronger stretch than we had before, a little twist. So bring the legs in front of us. And we're going to tuck the left leg underneath. And the right leg, we can either tuck it in towards us, or bring it in front, or take it over. It just depends how flexible you are and what feels good. So no strain. Find that point where it feels good. So we're going to lift up through the spine, hug that leg with the opposite arm. We take same arm behind, make space between the body and the leg. We've all got different sizes and shapes, and find where you can maneuver around to have that little twist. Again, the neck is in neutral, nice and soft. Breathe fully. And come back to face front. Release the legs, bring them in front of you. So on the other side, we're going to tuck the right leg underneath. Left leg either comes up towards you in front or crosses over. One side might be different to the other. We need to find where we can be. So hug that leg with the opposite arm. Take the same arm behind. Make space between the body and the leg. Find your way around. Hug the leg. Press the back hand into the mat. Find the sweetness and the breath, and gently twist around. The neck is neutral, nice and free. Shoulders are nice and free. And release. So we're going to lay down for the last part. So we're going to lengthen the back as we lay down. Bring the feet up towards us. Keep the neck nice and shoulders relaxed, neck long. Bring one leg up and then the other, where you can bring both together, and draw those knees down towards you. You want to give a nice little stretch for the back. And you may like to bicycle the legs a little, draw them in, let them go. As we're drawing the legs in, we're feeling a lengthening through the spine rather than a lifting up. So we root the tailbone in the floor, lengthen the back of the neck, and release. So we're going to take a pose called, well, it's either called Happy Baby or Dead Fly. So bring your feet up, and you're going to take the outsides of the feet with your hands and bring the knees down towards you. So we're going to give a little bit of pressure with the feet into the hands and the hands into the feet, and that gives a little bit of a dynamic stretch to lengthen through the lower back, lengthen through the upper back and the back of the neck. So it's a gentle movement, a little pressing together that helps you lengthen the spine, shoulders down, back of the neck long, and release. And push again, and release. Draw the knees towards you. Turn on your right side and then come up. Come back to easy pose. Now very often after yoga it's customary to lay down and relax for a while, so please do feel free to do that. And I'll invite you to repeat this several times this week, maybe every day, maybe every other day, and make it something that makes you feel good so you look forwards to it. And I look forward to seeing you in other videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I'm passionate about sharing my yoga journey and all the wonderful things that yoga has to offer for our life and our benefit. And I really look forward to sharing more with you and hope you join me more on my journey. Please like, subscribe, chat to me, ask me any questions, and connect with me on my other channels. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, my Facebook page, my website. So thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether Bios Yoga.